Hello everyone, Dan the 14th Prime here. Today I want to bring with you a review of the Transformers Takara Legends 39. This is Brainstorm and the Headmaster Teslor, at least what we call them here in the States. Here we got a look at the front of the box there. Typical alt mode packaging, some artwork. Brainstorm down in the corner. Here on this side of the box you can see we've got some product shots of the Headmaster. He's got a little vehicle in there as well. It looks like it goes from like a motorcycle to a car. And then of course into Brainstorm. On this side of the box over here, they're rocking some of that artwork. And then finally here we've got the back of the box, kind of putting it all together, different product shots, artwork in the background. I'm interested to compare this guy to the Hasbro version to see what else Takara was able to do. So let's pop this guy out of there and check him out. So here we have Brainstorm out of the box. It's looking really, really cool. Takara did a very nice job with the paint differentiation. I'm just going to pick him up here. He's just a little deluxe class figure. And he's kind of flat, so give you a look there, top side view. You can see Takara is really using a very nice blue, kind of a flat white, and then black for the wings and black accents across various areas of the vehicle. Looks really, really sharp, really clean looking. Check that out. The mold is the same, so there's nothing they've really changed on this thing. They've really just change the paint, kind of their typical approach from what they do to Hasbro. You can see it looks really good. Let's get Hasbro in here and compare them. Just kind of set these guys up side by side. You can take a look. Obviously Hasbro using that teal and then kind of like a beige and an ivory for the accent paints. Takara's got a nice North Carolina blue, a flat white, and then black for the accent paints, so you get a lot more pop, I think. They both got the same stickers, decals on the wings there. Again, they're both using the exact same mold, but you can see extra accents where Takara has done paint work, like, you know, these ends of the wings, these areas up here by the hands, and of course the stripe down the middle with the wing, of course, as well. So you can take a look at that. Windshields look to be pretty much the same. In the bottom, you'll see most of that pop in bop mode, but you get some color differences underneath. And some sticker differences. Hasbro's using stickers on the bottoms of the wings here. Kind of the shin. Hasbro's got no stickers and just some paint work here you'll see. So we'll see that pop more in bop mode. And we've seen Takara doing some nicer work on the insides of the figures as well. I think Chrome Dome was one where we saw some nice detailing in the cockpit. And same thing here. With Brainstorm, you've got a nice kind of orange. Looks like a racing seat almost, the way they've got that orange and black in there. And the windshield's maybe a little bit different. More of kind of yellowish. Over here, Hasbro, straight up orange. Let's go ahead and transform this guy into bop mode. It's a pretty simple transformation. But these are the arms. Let's just kind of get these separated. These down here, the legs, they have these cover panels, so break those open underneath. Pull them down. Get them separated here, probably help. And then we can kind of pull them down, get the extension. You've got the leg, and then there's the fin in here. Fold that in to hide that away, and then just close the leg right back up. Use the feet, flip them down. So there you've basically got the legs. Up top here, you want to just kind of fold in the bottom of the seat. Push the windshield down. Flip the arms around like this. Go ahead and bring this piece all the way around. Put the arms all the way up and peg them up high. Flip these wrist pieces down. This one over here doesn't want to cooperate. Stiff. There you go. So flip those down like that. And there you've basically got the body. I like, in bot mode, I like to take off this huge kind of kibble piece, because I think it's just enormous. So I like to take that off so it doesn't hang between his legs. So before we plug in Teslor the head, let's just kind of compare the two. I've got Takara on the right here. Hasbro on the left. You can see they've done fundamentally very different approaches. Face mask and everything. Over here with Hasbro, we get more of a clean face. With Takara over here, there's so many different looks for this guy. Takara's obviously goes for a type of tune accuracy, but there's so many different looks. And let me just actually, I have a video where I compare the Hasbro Deluxe to the Hasbro Generations Voyager. That's this head here. You can take a look. I mean, you've got 3 different looks coming out. I guess Hasbro went faceplate and faceplate, if nothing else. But still some slightly different looks. Check that video out if you want to see the Voyager comparison. But they're both pretty nice. I mean, this is another one of those ones where I think Hasbro did a decent job on the figure and the Headmaster as well. So if we just fold out the Headmaster Teslor, give him a look. Pretty simple. You can see again just a lot of that North Carolina blue plastic, white chest, and then they do a nice job with the face as always, where they actually go through the effort of putting on eyes and a face and a helmet and stuff. So it looks really good. And I'll just bring Hasbro in here to compare. You can see at least Hasbro tried to throw some paint on the face there. Sometimes they're not even doing that. So they're very similar, just different painted heads it looks like. And then they slap on, of course, a different back face piece. Okay, so here we're back to our guy, our body. And let's just plop Teslor in there. There we go. Get our Brainstorm look. Looks pretty good. So here he is. Here's Brainstorm. Hopefully he shows up pretty well. I've kind of got white on white, but hopefully there's enough contrast there. You can check him out. I'll just give him a spin here. One thing I'm noticing, obviously, the orange seat kind of comes through there and creates an ab section, so you don't get one kind of color all the way through. And you see some of these nice accent paints on the shins, black feet. You didn't notice in alt mode, they put a little trim of black there on the engines, which Hasbro didn't do. Got a little black belt right there, which is cool. And of course, the black little wings here off the shoulders and big wings there off the back. Here you can check them out from the side. Not a lot to it. Again, I think when you take off that backpack piece, it helps a ton. Otherwise, he's got all that kibble hanging off the back. Here's that back view. It looks nice. I mean, you actually get some of that blue and black accenting through there, which looks cool. And again, if you'd prefer to kind of keep him in as few pieces as possible, I mean, that's what you've got to deal with, which I hate. Doesn't look good to me at all. And often when I think about Brainstorm, I actually think about those pipes going up over his head anyway, not hanging between his legs like that. So I prefer to have that off in bot mode. So here you've got Takara and Hasbro side by side. And again, this is one I think Hasbro didn't do a terrible job. I was worried because I think they did do a terrible job with the blur, especially when you put it next to the Takara version, which was awesome. But I think their Brainstorm turned out a little bit better. And he hangs a little bit better with the Takara version. We'll just jump in here and try to highlight some of those differences. Again, the stickers up there on the wings that Hasbro has used. The midsection paint that Takara used for the seat and the belt. Also, Takara has used some accent paints actually on top of the chest here. So you get like a little bit of black right up there, kind of across the neck area. Whereas Hasbro's is all the same color, so that's a nice accent. And then when you jump down the legs, again, Hasbro went with stickers on the shins. Takara has some, looks like paintwork. It's very neat, but some rectangular boxes there on the shins. Now I'll give you a look at the side here. Obviously, because it's deluxe, there's just kind of less to change up on the sides and back. So the only thing that really pops is the underlying color differences across the figure as a whole. So if we check out some of the accessories here, Takara's given a blue gun, exactly the same as Hasbro, which is teal, so I won't bother to compare them, but it's like this. This is the front end of the, jet, plane, car, whatever you want to call it for Takara. You can see largely blue. They've left some white accent trim in there. Again, if you compare that to Hasbro, Hasbro just kind of went all teal all the way around. Then the main separate extra accessory you get is this with Takara, which is a pretty cool looking accessory. They've done a nice job with the paint work. This is basically the gun version of it that he can just grip. You can see they've got the barrels painted. Back here, there's some paint here you'll see for different effects. There's the peg, so it just pegs in his hand. But it basically just splits on both ends, so if you fold them back up like this, you get kind of this tank-looking thing that Styler can be sitting in. Plop him in there, and then if you actually fold everything out long ways, you get like this motorcycle-looking thing. Like this. Goes this way, actually, I believe, because there's the pegs for his feet. And this is kind of like the handlebar, so he kind of sits on it. I'll just go ahead and show you. Get him up there. He sits on it, his feet pegging back here, and kind of rides that thing like a motorcycle. a nice accessory. It's got a lot of nice paint, some colors on it, some accents here, kind of like headlight looking things there that are nice. And if we go back to that tank mode, you kind of sit him in there as well, though really his legs are back. And again, you're using those pegs, but you can see nice paint on the treads. These kind of make some nice accents around the door area. Come to the front, it's got like a grill and headlights and stuff, which is pretty cool. And he just sits in there. So neat little accessory for the Headmaster. And here's Brainstorm if you basically just gear him up with everything. The big gun, the rifle, the front end of the jet, pegs into the side. That's kind of him with all accessories. He can actually stand holding all that stuff without falling on his face. As always with Takara, you get the booklet here. All about Brainstorm, LG-39. Cool piece of artwork. Flip it around the side here, and it's got the different toy product shots as well as the tech specs. And then, of course, he's got a little couple-page comic there, as they always do, and the instructions. So there you have it. Transformers Takara Legends 39, Brainstorm and Teslor. He's a cool-looking figure. He is really cool-looking. They've done a nice job with the paint accents, but again, Hasbro's wasn't terrible. So this is another one. And I don't think it helps. I think that the car version is even more expensive. I've seen this thing for like $45. So there seems to be a bit of a premium on the guy. But, you know, the people that are going to want this figure are going to want this very specific sort of look. Then the style, you know, with the head and everything, just very different style than what Hasbro did. So it is in that regard way, way different. And if you want this type of look, you know, you're going to have to go for it and pay for it with Takara. All right, guys. Hope you liked the video. See you next time.